Hello guys, I'm Baron Galdaros, and today is a kind of special day, just like the previous video. So I'm gonna talk about, as you can see in the title, honest top 5 tips and tricks to climb up / improve your gameplay. So, started facts, this is the first thing of all, so it's not a clickbaiter. I'm saying it cause I saw plenty of videos out there on YouTube, on some platform, uh, which is actually just go for viewers. So the tips kind of specific and connected to a specific player, so you cannot give advice for everyone. And there is no such thing as how to climb up to Challenger or Diamond or such and things. Or if you follow these 4 easy steps, tomorrow you will be end up in Challenger. But there are some advices that I can give you that will help you a lot if you're really following those, of course. It's the basic stuff. So it's not really about the skills, but more like about mindset and such. So let's see those top 5 tips and tricks that really help to improve your gameplay. The first of all is really important, that's why I put it in as first. So if you're watching the video, you end up to see this first. It's the most important thing, the right mindset. Plus, you cannot win all games. So let's talk about this for a second. So the right mindset is that you have to admit, you have to understand that you cannot win all the games. You're not really a pro player, because if you would be at LCS or a tournament, or you will be in Diamond or Challenger. So you have to understand that, you have to admit you are not a good player. So that way you will be able to learn from matches. Not just winning or losing those, but you are actually understanding the game system and how the game is working. And why I said it, you cannot win all the games. It's pretty easy. You have to know it, the losing is actually part of the game. That the goal is to earn at least more than 50% of win ratio. That's all you have to do. So actually you have to climb not that fast. You cannot end up on 100 win streak. You cannot win 200 games in a row. You just have to focus on playing your game and actually learning. Watch how the enemy is trying to catch you down, how the enemy is positioning, when the ganks are coming, or when is the time to actually gank. So you have to think about how the game is working. You have to know the system behind it. You have to understand the enemy player mindset. So if they are like killing you at the first 10 minutes, let's say, and they are like, oh my god, I'm the best player, I own you, and things like this, this guy will be over positioning. So if your jungle is positioned well, then it will be end up killing that guy. So actually the right mindset is helping you a lot to improve your gameplay, because that way you will understand the game mechanics and things like this, and you will learn from the matches. And this is the second part of the tips. So learning from matches. What does it mean for learning from matches? Let's say there is an AP based team. Let's say they are all AP. All of them. And you are building for armor. And you have to learn that you cannot use the same build in every kind of situation. So you have to learn to use your build to a specific situation. And you have to understand that not every player is good. Even in Challenger you see players who is actually salty or things like this. That way, to connect these 2 points, the first and the second, you have to be calm down all the time and not flaming at all, not baby rage, not quit, or flaming on everyone. It's actually giving you the power to lose the game. Cause if there is a feeder guy and you say you suck, that guy will be even worse. If you get salty, your team will be lose like, let's say 40% of the time we are losing because of the saltiness. So just guys, the right mindset and learning from the matches, it's the two most important part of the game. Even if it's a lose, even if it's a win, you have to learn about it. You know, you have to think about it. It's not just playing a game. If you wanna reach something like diamond or challenger or even a master, doesn't matter, or even a gold. If you wanna climb up from silver to gold, you have to be able to play better. And it's not about getting 10-0 stats. It's not about getting kills all the time or assist like in support, or it's not about doing big plays like in LCS. It's about learning from your losses and learning from the previously matches. This is how you end up in diamond or challenger or master, doesn't matter. This is how you reach things. And here comes the third part, know your lane / champion, and it's basically countering. So it's really important to know that how your lane is doing. I mean that if you are a support and you're about to doing aggressively, I will talk about later on in another video, but a little bit I will talk a little bit about it. So if you just wanna win your lane and you are an aggressive support, you don't stay behind your ADC. You are actually dealing damage, and you have to understand what is your champion's fault. If you are a Braum, let's say, with absolutely defensive support, or if you are Leona, or if you are let's say Janna or Soraka, you are not really dealing damage. You need the actual ADC to do that. So you are not running under the turret alone. You are waiting for the ADC, and as an ADC you are consecrating for getting the last hitting. It's based on getting ults, not getting kills. In the early stage of the game you won't be able to get kills probably. It's about getting bigger minion kills. Going back, getting more AD or more mana, depends on what kind of ADC you are playing on. And then on the late game you will be able to carry if you have like the biggest minion kill. So it's about to last hitten as an ADC, and it's about the minion kills. Just like on mid lane, but there of course it's 1v1 lane, so there is no support, but you have to look after ganks, so you have to put vision wards, or at least wards, just like on top. As as a jungle, you have three options: counter jungling or jungling. Just do your farming thing, you know, and farm up and carry the late game, or even ganking. Let's say as Shaco, of course you will counter jungling or at least ganking, and not farming all day long. So it's always like that. You have to know the champions. And of course the biggest part of this is the countering. It's really important, because if you cannot counter your lane, let's say you're taking a Vayne versus Caitlyn, of course you will losing early game. It's obvious. So you have to know what is the best champion versus that champion. So you have to learn the countering. It's really important, especially in rankings. That's why you're seeing the picks there. To be able to actually see it and countering it. That's why you see it. So it's the third part of it. And the fourth part is know your build, specific to the champion. There is a page named wait a second, I'm gonna check it out. Mobile Fire. Of course, there is plenty of the of sites like this, but here you can see builds, every kind of masteries, gills, quintessences, and such. Everything what you need, even videos. There is videos what you telling you how to positioning and things like this. So actually, if you are not sure about how to build a champion or character, it doesn't matter how you will call it, then you just go for mobile fire or things like this, and you watch it. You understand the build, you understand the champion, and then you will be able to play rankeds. You have to learn the mechanics behind it, not just getting a champion what you didn't saw it. Like let's say you didn't see Hecarim, and you're taking Hecarim for mid lane cause why not? So and you are expecting for winning even though it's not a mid champion and you have no clue how it's working, and you are getting it cause why not? So you have to know the build behind it. You can see plenty of those. You can just choose one of them, watch the videos, over read the article, and actually then you will be able to play with it. You just need a little bit, training with it, and that's all. And the fifth part is really important, just like the previous, but it's connected to the first part and the second part. So admit that it's a team-based game, so you have to work with the team and help it if it's necessary. So League of Legends, it's like Dota 2 or Heroes of the Storm, or you can say whatever you want. So it's a team-based game, team-oriented game. So even if you are 20-0, let's say, and pretty fat, I'm not sure that if your team is feeding or leaving, you are able to win it. Of course, there is some percentage, but usually you won't, because the other team is, if they have some brain, they will focus on you, and then the other guys will be easy. So you have to admit that it's a team-based game, so you have to move as a team. You have to do the objectives like Dragon, Baron, or even the Vision stuffs. It's really important. If you're jungle, let's say, you have to gank. You have to see what is the lane where you can gank easily. Let's say there is a Kassadin mid and a team on top. Of course you will gank on Kassadin mid at the first place before he actually hit level 6, cause that way he can just, ult out, and that's all. And after that you can just gank Teemo. So you have to know where to gank, you have to plan this before the match starts. You have to plan all these things. Just like the ADC, you have to know what to focus on in a team fight. So let's say there is a Lucian, there is a Zyra on bot lane, and there is a LeBlanc on mid. Of course you will attack LeBlanc first, cause LeBlanc can nuke you under 1 second and you are basically dead. So if LeBlanc is dead, you can focus on Zyra or Lucian, it depends on who is fed, So you have to think as a team and individually as well. So you have to know what is your job. As an ADC, the positioning is really important. I saying ADCs cause I'm maining that, but of course positioning as top is really important as well. Let's say you are a Malphite, you have to position and tank the damage and defend the ADC, the mid laner, and things like this. So, and as a jungle, let's say you are an assassin like Shaco, you have to take out their squishy targets like ADC, APC, or even the top lane if they are taking Pantheon and going for full damage, or taking Lee Sin and going for full damage. So, or even the jungle, cause I see some gold players were with actually going with Elise full AP build, and then I can just one-shot her, and it's a big advantage, cause that way it will be a 4v5, and probably we're gonna win. But if you are focusing on the tank, you get no value from having those damage, having those kills or assist or that farm. You have to focus to the right target. You have to know what your champion is doing. Assassin taking switchy targets out. Tanky stuff's tanking damage. Supports is assisting APC and ADC, mostly ADC. And ADC is taking out their frontliners, so the tanks. It helps a lot that Riot put the Last Whisper into the game. But if the frontliners are too tanky, you can take out their ADCs as well. So you have to know how to countering things. Have to admit that it's a team-based game. You cannot win a game alone. It's nearly impossible. Of course, I win some games totally alone, nearly totally. But usually you will end up on 20-0 stats and losing the game. Even though if you have good stats, full build on 20 minutes, you will losing games just cause you are not with the team. If you go 1v5 and killing 3 people and you have all the kills, the remaining 2 people will kill their 4 people if they are fed. So I'm just trying to say that you have to focus on not getting kills, you have to focus on getting your team stronger. So sometimes you're giving out kills to the team. Let's say you have on bot lane, for example, you have like 7 kills in a row and 0 deaths, and the enemy ADC is just a piece of shit, for example, and your jungle decided to go for bot lane to take some kills, and it's mastery, for example. Just say it. And the best way to do it is giving the mastery a kill. Of course your stats will be 8-0. Of course it's better than 7-0. But the thing is, if you're giving that kill to mastery, your team will be stronger. And maybe, later stage of the game, you will be end up saving by mastery. And this is why the League of Legends is a team-based game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, just feel free to leave a comment below. And of course, don't forget to like the video or subscribe, because I will send you videos as well. I will do guides and things like this. I'm a Diamond 3 Smurf, by the way, and I have plenty of accounts. I played like, let's say, 4,000 games under this 5 years. So I know what am I talking about. I'm trying to help you guys. I hope you found it useful. And again, if you have any questions, just feel free to ask on stream or under the YouTube video. Thank you for watching. So bye bye.